AI is no longer just science fiction. It is a reality that transforms our lives and the economy every day. The development of AI affects millions of people worldwide, changing traditional professions, creating new jobs, but also eliminating thousands of existing ones. Companies are increasingly relying on automation, replacing human labor with machines and algorithms. And this is no longer just an experiment. It is a widespread trend. One of the main reasons for such massive implementation is economic benefit. AI can perform tasks faster, more accurately, and most importantly, cheaper than humans. For example, chatbots are now enough to service customers who used to contact call centers. Large markets such as India and the Philippines, where call centers were key employers, are facing mass layoffs as AI takes over tasks previously performed by operators. But this is just the tip of the iceberg. One of the most prominent examples is Amazon, which actively uses automation in its warehouses. Thanks to the introduction of robotics, the company has already cut thousands of jobs. Kiva robots, which move through warehouses and deliver goods to assembly lines, replace up to 70% of human labor in warehouses. This is not just process optimization. It is a complete transformation of the work model. According to experts' forecasts, by 2030, up to 80% of operations in Amazon warehouses could be fully automated. But should the influence of AI be limited to warehouse logistics? Of course not. Financial companies are also actively using AI. The Kensho platform, for example, at Goldman Sachs, can process huge amounts of data in minutes, which used to take teams of analysts days. These platforms not only speed up processes, but also call into question the need for human involvement in these tasks. And this is only the beginning. The transport industry is undergoing radical changes thanks to the introduction of autonomous technologies. In the US, more than 3.5 million truck drivers, and a significant portion of these people may lose their jobs in the coming years. Autonomous trucks, developed by companies such as Tesla, Waymo, and TuSimple, are actively being tested. Autonomous trucks are already being tested on real highways in Arizona and Texas, but the potential of these technologies is not limited to tests. According to forecasts, by 2030, hundreds of thousands of truck drivers may be left without work as autonomous trucks become a real alternative to the traditional transport sector. However, this is not only a US issue. Around the world, including in Europe and Asia, major transportation companies are starting to invest in the development of autonomous trucks. According to reports, there are more than 80 million truck drivers worldwide, and if even 20% of them are replaced by autonomous systems, this will lead to millions of people losing their jobs. In Europe, countries like Germany, which is a major logistics hub, are also testing autonomous systems. DHL and other logistics companies are testing autonomous trucks to transport goods across the country. It is estimated that the introduction of autonomous transport could reduce logistics costs by up to 30%, making this sector particularly attractive to investors. Autonomous systems not only increase efficiency, but also promise to reduce the number of accidents on the roads. Statistics show that the human factor is the main cause of up to 90% of traffic accidents. Autonomous vehicles, thanks to AI algorithms, can minimize accident risks, further accelerating their adoption on the roads. In the US, according to the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, autonomous trucks could reduce the number of accidents involving heavy trucks by 50% in the first years of their introduction. But transportation is not the only industry where automation and AI could leave millions of people jobless. The restaurant industry is undergoing significant changes. McDonald's has already installed more than 7,000 automated order-taking kiosks worldwide. This is just one part of the automation that is penetrating the restaurant business. With the advent of kitchen robots, technologies like Flippy from Miso Robotics can replace kitchen workers. This robot can cook burgers, fry fries, and perform other tasks that previously required human involvement. As a result, restaurants are able to reduce labor costs and speed up service. According to McDonald's, the introduction of kiosks and automated systems has allowed the company to cut up to 20% of staff in some restaurants in the US and Europe. But the changes don't stop there. Chains like Domino's are testing pizza delivery using autonomous vehicles. Already in some U.S. cities, you can see autonomous vehicles delivering food right to the customer's door. This could lead to further job cuts in the delivery industry. In Japan and South Korea, robot waiters have already been launched, serving customers in restaurants. According to forecasts, if the pace of automation continues, up to 1 million jobs in the restaurant industry worldwide could be replaced by machines within the next 5 to 10 years. It is worth noting that the global COVID-19 pandemic has only accelerated the process of automating restaurants and other service sectors. Companies seeking to minimize human contact and increase efficiency have increased investment in AI and robotics. This means that changes that could have happened in 10-15 years may now be realized much faster. However, medicine is the area most sensitive to the introduction of AI. Technologies like IBM Watson Health can diagnose cancer with an accuracy that sometimes exceeds that of humans. As a result, hospitals are beginning to reduce the number of radiologists and diagnosticians as AI can analyze medical images faster and more accurately. According to forecasts, up to 30% of all radiological studies could be automated by 2030. This could lead to thousands of highly qualified medical professionals losing their jobs. And yet, AI is even penetrating creative industries. Designers, copywriters, musicians, all of them are facing new challenges. With the advent of generative neural networks such as DALL-E and ChatGPT, companies can create visual concepts, texts, and music without human involvement. This leads to traditional professions, which were considered protected from automation, now being threatened with extinction. Nevertheless, AI not only creates threats, but also opportunities. Experts agree that despite mass layoffs, AI also creates new professions. For example, data specialists, AI engineers, and neural network developers are already among the most in demand in the job market. These professions require new skills and high qualifications, which creates additional pressure on education and training systems. However, many of those who lose their jobs due to AI do not have the necessary skills for rapid retraining. This leads to a new type of social inequality. Those with access to education and technology will be able to adapt to the new reality, while millions of people from developing countries may find themselves in a very vulnerable position. Alarming forecasts suggest that by 2030, AI could displace up to 800 million jobs worldwide. This figure is roughly 20% of the entire global workforce. Such a number of unemployed could cause social and economic upheaval if appropriate measures are not taken. To mitigate this blow, countries are already beginning to implement retraining programs for workers. For example, Germany and Japan are actively developing programs that help employees acquire new skills and adapt to modern labor market demands. Germany is focusing on the introduction of technical education within the framework of the Industry 4.0 program, which is aimed at preparing workers for the use of automated systems and AI. As a result, German companies are investing in training their employees to work with AI, and the state is supporting universities and schools that introduce educational programs focused on digital literacy. Similarly, Japan launched the Society 5.0 initiative, aimed at creating a society where people and AI work together to solve social problems. One aspect of this program is training workers to interact with intelligent systems in production. But even these initiatives may not be enough to solve the global problem of mass unemployment. In some countries, such as Finland, the concept of universal basic income, UBI, is being tested. In 2017, Finland conducted an experiment with UBI, providing a monthly guaranteed income of €560 to 2,000 unemployed citizens. The results showed that while the experiment did not have a significant impact on employment levels, recipients of the basic income reported a significant improvement in their psychological and physical health, as well as reduced stress levels. Such programs are considered a way to mitigate the economic shocks caused by automation, allowing people to receive stable income even if they are temporarily unable to find work. The concept of UBI has also received support from technology leaders such as Elon Musk and Mark Zuckerberg. They believe that as automation and AI increase, many jobs will be destroyed permanently, and UBI will be necessary to prevent social chaos. Musk argues that with the development of autonomous systems and robots, humans may no longer be the primary workforce, and basic income will become necessary to sustain society. Zuckerberg, in turn, adds that such income will allow people to focus on more creative and entrepreneurial activities if they are not preoccupied with survival issues. Other countries are also beginning to discuss the introduction of universal basic income. In 2016, Switzerland held a referendum on the possibility of introducing UBI, but 76% of citizens voted against it. Despite this, the topic remains relevant in the political agenda. In Canada, pilot programs were also conducted in Ontario, where UBI was assigned to people with low incomes. The pilot was cancelled, but the results showed that participants experienced less stress and also had more time to pursue education or find a job. Critics of UBI argue that introducing such income could reduce people's motivation to work and create an economic burden on states. However, proponents of the idea believe that, in the context of growing automation, it could become one of the few solutions to prevent global unemployment. The cost of UBI programs is high. For example, in the US, it would require about $3 trillion a year, which is equivalent to about 14% of the country's GDP. However, supporters of the program believe that tax reforms and income redistribution can help offset these costs. Technology companies and governments must work together to prepare society for this transition. It is expected that millions of jobs will be lost in the coming decades due to the introduction of AI and automation and programs